I, Marcus Aurelius Valerius Maximianus, was born around the year AD 250 in the town of Sirmium, located in the province of Pannonia Inferior. My beginnings were modest, as my parents were of humble origins, and I grew up far removed from the splendor of Rome. Yet the challenges of my early life forged a resilience within me, preparing me for the monumental journey ahead. My family was not wealthy, but we valued hard work and integrity. My father, a veteran of the Roman legions, imbued in me a sense of duty and discipline from an early age. The lessons he imparted, though simple, would become the cornerstone of my character. My mother, a woman of unwavering strength, ensured that our home was a place of warmth and stability, even when times were tough. As a boy, I roamed the fields and forests of Pannonia, dreaming of the world beyond. My education was basic at first, but it was sufficient to ignite a thirst for knowledge. Recognizing my potential, my father arranged for me to receive a more formal education. Each morning I would meet my tutors in the atrium of our modest home, where I was taught the classical education of the time. They instructed me in Latin and Greek, rhetoric, and the history of our great empire. I was particularly captivated by tales of the Roman Republic and the valor of its soldiers. One vivid memory from my youth involves my tutor, Marcus, who often tested my understanding of the great works of Virgil and Cicero. Maximianus, he would say, the strength of a leader lies not just in his might, but in his wisdom and knowledge. These words resonated deeply with me, guiding my path as I grew older. As I matured, my physical prowess became evident. I was tall and robust, traits that served me well when I joined the Roman army. My military career began in earnest during the campaigns against the Germanic tribes along the Rhine. The discipline and courage I exhibited in battle quickly caught the attention of my superiors, and I rose through the ranks with remarkable speed. It was during these early military campaigns that I first encountered Diocletian, then a promising officer like myself. We formed a bond based on mutual respect and shared aspirations for Rome's future. Diocletian's strategic mind complemented my straightforward approach to warfare, and together we envisioned a stronger, more resilient empire. My service took me across various provinces, from the windswept plains of Gaul to the sun-scorched deserts of Africa. Each new assignment honed my skills and broadened my understanding of the vast and diverse territories that constituted the Roman Empire. My reputation as a capable and reliable officer grew, earning me the trust of those I commanded and the admiration of my peers. Despite the rigors of military life, I never forgot my roots in Sirmium. My visits home were rare but cherished. I would walk through the familiar streets, visiting old friends and reliving memories of my youth. On one such visit, I stood in the atrium where I had first learned to read and write, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the foundation it had provided me. My rise within the military ranks continued unabated, fueled by a relentless drive to serve and protect the empire. Little did I know that my journey would soon take me to the highest echelons of power, where the destiny of Rome itself would rest in my hands. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, but my early years had prepared me well. With the guidance of my family and mentors, and the steadfast support of Diocletian, I was ready to embrace my fate and shape the future of the Roman Empire. The turning point in my life came in AD 285, when my friend and comrade Diocletian ascended to the imperial throne. Recognizing my loyalty and military acumen, he appointed me Caesar on July 21st, 285. It was a momentous honor, marking the beginning of a partnership that would transform the Roman Empire. Diocletian and I shared a vision for a more stable and efficient administration, which we believed could be achieved through the division of power. On April 1st, 286, he elevated me to the rank of Augustus, making me his colleague and co-emperor. My role was to govern the western provinces, while Diocletian focused on the east. Though in theory we were equals, I always acknowledged Diocletian's superior strategic brilliance and willingly accepted a subordinate role in our partnership. My formal ascension was marked by grand ceremonies in Mediolanum, modern Milan, where I established my court. The air was thick with anticipation as the citizens of Milan gathered to witness the proclamation of their new ruler. Draped in the purple robes of the Augustus, I addressed the assembly with a heart full of determination. "Citizens of Rome," I declared, "under my watch, the Western Empire shall know stability and strength. Together with Diocletian, we shall restore the glory of Rome." Our initial challenges were formidable. The western provinces were plagued by internal strife and external threats. Rebellions were simmering in Gaul, and the Germanic tribes continued their incursions across the Rhine. My first test as emperor came when I had to quell the revolt of the Bagaudae, a group of peasant insurgents in Gaul. Leading my legions with a firm hand, we swiftly crushed the rebellion, restoring order and reaffirming the authority of the Roman state. One of the most persistent challenges during my reign was the threat posed by Carausius, a renegade naval commander who had declared himself emperor in Britain and northern Gaul. Despite several attempts, I was unable to decisively defeat him. However, in 293, Diocletian and I established the Tetrarchy, a system of government that divided the empire among 4 rulers to ensure more efficient management. Under this system, Constantius Chlorus was appointed Caesar and tasked with dealing with Carausius. This strategic delegation of power allowed me to concentrate on other critical issues facing the Western Empire. The Tetrarchy proved to be an effective solution as it brought a semblance of stability and order. My responsibilities included overseeing Italy, Spain, and Africa. I made Mediolanum my primary residence, recognizing its strategic importance and accessibility to the troubled frontiers. From this central location, I coordinated military campaigns, administrative reforms, and economic policies. Despite the constant demands of governance and warfare, I sought to improve the lives of my subjects. Infrastructure projects, such as the construction of roads and fortifications, were undertaken to enhance trade and security. Additionally, I endeavored to ensure that the provinces were well supplied and that taxes were fair and justly collected. Throughout this period, I maintained a close correspondence with Diocletian. Our letters were filled with discussions on strategy, policy, and the state of the empire. Diocletian's wisdom was a constant source of guidance, and our mutual respect solidified the foundation of our rule. However, my ascension was not without personal sacrifices. My wife, Eutropia, and our children often endured long periods of separation due to my duties. My son Maxentius showed promise, but my commitment to the empire often meant that our relationship was strained. I took solace in the fact that my efforts were for the greater good of Rome, even as I yearned for the simple pleasures of family life. In AD 305, after 20 years of shared rule, Diocletian and I made the unprecedented decision to abdicate, aiming to ensure a smooth transition of power and the continued stability of the Tetrarchy. On May 1st, I stepped down in Mediolanum, handing over my authority to Constantius Chlorus and Severus. It was a bittersweet moment, as I relinquished the power that had defined my life for so long. Yet, I believed that my work had laid a foundation for future generations. Little did I know that my abdication would not mark the end of my political career. The empire, as always, was rife with intrigue and power struggles, and my destiny was far from complete. As I reflect on my years as Augustus, the complexities and challenges of ruling the Western Roman Empire come to the forefront. My reign, though marked by military and administrative efforts, was a constant balancing act between consolidation and expansion, peace and war, stability and unrest. After my elevation to Augustus in AD 286, my initial focus was on stabilizing the western provinces. One of the earliest and most pressing issues was the persistent threat of the Germanic tribes. These tribes, emboldened by internal divisions within the empire, frequently crossed the Rhine to raid Roman territories. My military background proved invaluable as I led several campaigns to repel these invasions. The discipline and valor of my legions were tested repeatedly, but we managed to secure the frontiers and maintain a semblance of peace. One of the most enduring challenges of my reign was the revolt led by Carausius. This renegade naval commander had seized control of Britain and parts of northern Gaul, declaring himself emperor. Despite our best efforts, Carausius proved to be a formidable adversary. His knowledge of naval warfare and the support he garnered in Britain made it difficult to dislodge him. Nevertheless, the creation of the Tetrarchy in AD 293, with Constantius Chlorus as my Caesar, helped address this issue. Constantius, with his strategic acumen, eventually succeeded in retaking control of these territories, restoring a measure of unity to the empire. Administratively, my reign was characterized by efforts to enhance efficiency and stability. Mediolanum served as my primary base of operations due to its strategic location. From there, I implemented reforms aimed at improving governance and addressing economic challenges. Infrastructure projects, such as the construction of roads and fortifications, were undertaken to facilitate trade and enhance security. These initiatives not only bolstered the economy, but also strengthened the empire's defenses. Religiously, our era was one of great transformation and turmoil. Diocletian's edict in AD 303, which called for the burning of Christian scriptures and the closure of churches, was implemented across the empire. While history often views me as a persecutor of Christians, my actions were largely driven by a sense of duty to uphold imperial decrees. The edict aimed to reinforce the traditional Roman religious practices that we believed were essential for the stability and unity of the state. My enforcement of these policies, though strict, was in line with the overarching goal of preserving the empire's integrity. Despite the external and internal pressures, my relationship with Diocletian remained a cornerstone of my rule. Our partnership, built on mutual respect and shared vision, facilitated coordinated efforts to address the empire's challenges. Diocletian's strategic brilliance and my military prowess complemented each other, allowing us to respond effectively to threats and maintain stability. However, the abdication in AD 305 marked a turning point. Stepping down in Mediolanum alongside Diocletian, I believed we were ensuring a smooth transition and the continuity of our reforms. The Tetrarchy, designed to prevent the concentration of power and ensure efficient governance, seemed poised to sustain the empire's stability. Yet the subsequent years proved tumultuous. The new tetrarchs struggled to maintain the balance we had achieved, and internal strife began to resurface. In AD 307, my son Maxentius seized power in Rome, declaring himself emperor. Faced with the prospect of my son's ambitions undermining the fragile stability we had built, I reclaimed the throne to support him. This decision, though driven by paternal loyalty, embroiled me once again in the complexities of imperial politics. My return to power was short-lived and fraught with challenges. Persuaded by Diocletian to abdicate once more in AD 308, I retired to the court of Constantine, who had married my daughter Fausta. This alliance with Constantine initially seemed promising, offering a chance to influence the future of the empire through familial ties. However, my final years were marked by a tragic turn. In AD 310, after raising a revolt against Constantine, I found myself defeated and cornered. The realization of my failure and the futility of further resistance led me to take my own life in Massilia, modern-day Marseille. My death marked the end of an era, but the legacy of my reign and the reforms we implemented continued to shape the empire. Reflecting on my reign, I see a period defined by relentless effort to uphold the grandeur and stability of Rome. My contributions, though often overshadowed by the more dramatic events of the time, laid crucial foundations for the future. The challenges I faced and the decisions I made, though fraught with difficulty, were driven by an unwavering commitment to the empire and its enduring legacy. My final years were marked by a series of tumultuous events that tested my resolve and ultimately led to my demise. The transition of power following my abdication in AD 305 did not unfold as smoothly as Diocletian and I had envisioned. The Tetrarchy, designed to stabilize and secure the empire, began to fracture under the pressures of ambition and rivalry. After stepping down, I initially sought solace in retirement, living at the court of Constantine, who had married my daughter, Fausta. I hoped that my influence could guide the young ruler and secure a stable future for my family and the empire. Yet my son Maxentius's seizure of power in AD 306 in Rome pulled me back into the maelstrom of imperial politics. Maxentius declared himself emperor, rejecting the authority of the established tetrarchs. His actions threatened to unravel the delicate balance we had worked so hard to create. My paternal loyalty compelled me to support Maxentius. Reclaiming the throne in AD 307, I aimed to provide legitimacy to his rule and stabilize the fracturing empire. Returning to the role of Augustus, I was thrust once more into the heart of political and military conflict. The ensuing period was fraught with tension as I attempted to navigate the complex dynamics between my son, the other tetrarchs, and the ever-present external threats to the empire. Despite my efforts, my relationship with Maxentius soon soured. He was headstrong and driven by a desire to assert his independence, often ignoring my counsel. The strain between us grew, and the dream of a harmonious rule alongside my son faded. Moreover, Constantine, my son-in-law, viewed Maxentius as a rival, further complicating the already delicate situation. In AD 308, Diocletian, ever the strategist, persuaded me to abdicate once more in an attempt to restore order. Reluctantly, I complied, hoping that my withdrawal would pave the way for a more stable arrangement. I returned to Constantine's court, yet peace eluded me. The empire remained a battleground of competing ambitions, and the sense of purpose that had driven my earlier years began to wane. The final act of my life unfolded in AD 310 when I raised a revolt against Constantine. The reasons for this revolt are manifold, perhaps a combination of frustration, ambition, and the deteriorating relationship with Maxentius. My attempt was ill-fated. Constantine, a shrewd and capable leader, quickly quelled the rebellion. Defeated and cornered, I found myself in a position where all paths led to dishonor and humiliation. In Massilia, modern-day Marseille, I made the fateful decision to end my life. The weight of my failures, the collapse of my aspirations, and the loss of hope for a stable future drove me to this final act. As I prepared for the end, memories of my early life in Sirmium, my military campaigns, and the partnership with Diocletian flooded my mind. I realized that despite the ultimate failure of my later years, my contributions to the empire had left an indelible mark. The scene was somber and private. Alone in my chambers, I reflected on the journey that had brought me from the humble beginnings in Pannonia to the highest echelons of power. I thought of my family, particularly Fausta and Maxentius, and the legacy I would leave behind. As I took my own life, I hoped that history would remember not just the turmoil of my final years, but also the strength and dedication with which I served the Roman Empire. My death marked the end of a tumultuous chapter in the history of Rome. It was a period defined by the struggle for stability, the clash of ambitions, and the relentless effort to preserve the grandeur of the empire. The legacy of my reign, intertwined with that of Diocletian and the other tetrarchs, would continue to shape the course of Roman history long after I was gone. As the annals of history recount the lives and deeds of Rome's emperors, my own story, though fraught with turmoil and contradiction, stands as a testament to the complexity and resilience of the Roman Empire. My legacy, intertwined with that of Diocletian and the era of the Tetrarchy, has left an indelible mark on the empire's history, influencing its trajectory long after my death in AD 310. The concept of the Tetrarchy, introduced by Diocletian and executed with my support, was one of our most enduring legacies. This system of government, which divided the vast Roman Empire into more manageable sections ruled by 4 emperors, was a bold attempt to address the administrative and military challenges of our time. Although the Tetrarchy ultimately fragmented, it represented a significant evolution in the governance of the empire, highlighting the necessity for flexibility and adaptation in the face of changing realities. Our reforms brought a measure of stability to an empire beset by internal strife and external threats. The reorganization of the military, economic policies aimed at curbing inflation, and infrastructural improvements helped fortify the empire's foundations. The roads and fortifications built during my reign facilitated not only military movements, but also trade and communication, contributing to the overall strength and cohesion of the Roman state. Religiously, my era was one of great upheaval. The persecution of Christians, initiated by Diocletian and implemented across the empire, including in my own territories, remains a controversial aspect of my legacy. While my role in these persecutions was largely as an executor of imperial policy, history has often painted me as a persecutor. It is essential to understand that these actions were driven by a perceived need to preserve the traditional religious and social order of Rome, which we believed was integral to the empire's stability. Yet, despite these harsh measures, the Christian faith endured and eventually flourished, leading to profound changes in the Roman world. In retrospect, our efforts to suppress Christianity inadvertently set the stage for its eventual acceptance and integration into the fabric of Roman society. The resilience of the Christian community under persecution showcased their strength and unity, qualities that would later be recognized and embraced by subsequent rulers. My family too played a significant role in shaping my legacy. My daughter Fausta's marriage to Constantine the Great linked my lineage to one of Rome's most influential emperors. Constantine's eventual conversion to Christianity and his establishment of Constantinople as a new capital symbolized a profound transformation in the empire's identity and direction. Through Fausta, my bloodline became intertwined with this pivotal period of transition, ensuring that my legacy would continue to influence the empire's evolution. Maxentius, my son, whose reign was marked by conflict and eventual defeat at the hands of Constantine, also played a crucial part in my story. Although his rule ended in failure, his ambitions and actions reflected the turbulent and competitive nature of Roman politics during our era. His resistance against Constantine, though ultimately unsuccessful, highlighted the enduring struggle for power and legitimacy that defined the late Roman Empire. As I reflect on my life and reign, I am reminded of the relentless drive that propelled me from the fields of Sirmium to the throne of the Western Roman Empire. My military campaigns, administrative reforms, and efforts to uphold the empire's stability were driven by an unwavering commitment to Rome. Despite the failures and controversies, I believe my contributions helped lay the groundwork for the future. History, with its intricate weave of events and personalities, often casts a harsh light on those who wield power. My story is no exception. Yet, in the grand tapestry of the Roman Empire, my reign represents a period of significant transition and adaptation. The lessons learned, the structures built, and the resilience demonstrated during my time as emperor provided a foundation upon which future generations could build. In the end, my legacy is one of complexity, a blend of strength and vulnerability, success and failure, innovation and tradition. It is a reminder that the path of leadership is never straightforward, and that the true measure of an emperor lies not only in his triumphs, but also in his ability to navigate the trials and tribulations that define his reign. As Rome continued to evolve, the echoes of my efforts and the era of the Tetrarchy would resonate through the corridors of history, shaping the destiny of an empire that, despite all odds, endured. Thank you for watching. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences, including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity and our shared history opens up the world to each of us, individually, and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit, more than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing, and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit.